Is kind of this unlikely standard bearer. Of course, he's a Mormon New Englander in a Christian conservative party that's rooted in the South. But he also argues that the bruising primary has turned him into a formidable opponent for Barack Obama. Do you agree?
Oh, I absolutely agree. You know, he comes out of this primary clearly the nominee. We think tonight he'll go over that magic 1144 number of delegates. He's got a ton of money. We talked about during the primary sometimes problems uniting the party. We don't see that at all. We now see 9 out of 10 Republicans in polling, including the USA Today Gallup poll, supporting Mitt Romney. So yes, I think he goes into this race in a pretty much even up contest. I don't know if there's an analyst who could tell you who's going to win in November.
And Peter, you know, anybody who's ever been on the campaign trail can tell you absolutely how grueling it was. I mean, I can remember, you know, there were times when they would actually have to put a sign underneath my camera when I was on the road all year long to say which campaign I was covering, where I was, which fairground it was. You can't even fathom how exhausting it gets. And one of the things that Mitt Romney does is he's apparently keeping a journal on his iPad, and he talks about how sometimes he goes back and he refers to it with his wife Ann, and it kind of stirs them up. Maybe in the same way, do you think, Peter, that the president reads these personal letters, that ultimately they're looking to very personal places for inspiration to keep going?
Well, I think that's right. I think it's hard to be a president or a candidate running for president, but particularly when you're president, you have, as you point out, all these duties, and you have the advantage that you have incumbency, Air Force One, the big magisterial arrival of the motorcade and so forth. But at every moment, you're worried not just about polling, not just about focus groups, but about your responsibility for the economy, your responsibility for drone strikes, for the war in Afghanistan, and so on. So these letters, I think he reads, in some ways help ground him, his small way of trying to penetrate outside that bubble that keeps him, frankly, from a lot of interactions with regular people he's trying to serve.
Peter Baker, David Drucker, Susan Page, so interesting. I sort of feel like we're now in this new phase of a campaign. You know, we're past Memorial Day, and Mitt Romney's going to officially become the nominee, at least in terms of delegates. So let the games begin once again. Thank you all for being with us.
Hey, thank you, Chris.
Anytime. Thank you.
Thanks very much.
Day 7 for jurors at the John Edwards corruption trial.